the sun goes down.
Well, hello. Happy Hump Day, everybody. I see y'all out there in the chat tonight. Let's see, we've got Ace of Skulls was first. And we got Irate Prostate and Ryder, of course. And that sneaky ninja Mercolium's joined us. And then we have Bubonic for you. And then we have this amazing viewer tonight, Jack T. Ripper, who before I could even open the show tonight, donated $45. And his donation says, quote, where'd you go? There you are. I give forth this tithe to the great Ginger clan. May the soulless overlords have mercy upon us all. Keep up the great work. So I really appreciate that, Jack. And on that note, I want to remind everybody that last week Costasock donated $50. And thanks to that, I was able to afford a new bed for Waifu. And so we've decided that we're going to do a trial period and see if we can bring him up from the basement. So let me see if I can pull him up here. Where is he? There he is. You gonna say hi, Waifu?
I live for tonight.
Yes, you live for tonight. So are you comfortable?
It's very nice down here. You know, like it's summer, so you know, it gets really hot, starts to, you know, you need a nice cool, dank, I guess you'd call it prison cell to keep warm. But I'm sure that there'll be nice, there'll be plenty for me to do down here.
Yes, we will keep
I
you
got a
busy.
nice view of everything else.
So, all right. Oh, we do have some more people joining us in here tonight. And then, oh, yeah, Jack T. Ripper. I actually started on time with you in mind, honestly, because every time we start late, it's too late for Mr. Ripper. Oh, we got Shadow Cat and Cult of Krill. Let's see. Am I missing anybody there, Waifu, or do you have your chat open?
There is Elhi Nuggets with the Z to be gangster as shit. Welcome. I actually just need to go grab myself some fucking booze because if I'm not slightly inebriated, I'll remind myself the pain of my well, the writing crop gets sore, so I'll be back in a second.
He's got to keep his throat nice and moist. Got to keep it nice and lubricated. So while we're waiting for Waifu to get a drink from his bowl he has hidden under there, let's see here. We've got quite a few things in the news this week, and just ironically enough with, you know, Waifu getting his new room and, you know, apparently me being Jessica Rabbit with horns, we've got quite a few news stories in the gear of Humpday. And Waifu Hunter has been kind enough to share us plenty of stories. Let's see if I can pull them up. Where's he hiding those at? There it is. Okay. So yeah, we've got tons of stories. We've got a Florida-esque man story. We have stories involving snakes. No planes this week. And we also have a lady who adopted a paraplegic possum. That's always fun. Yes, Taps, moist. Oh, and we got Gulf City, John Gulf City Plett joining us too. Wow, we got all the kids tonight. Oh my. There we go. All right. Oh, that's right. I do have some new memes. And I think I'll get those going while Waifu's not able to see. Well, that one's been there for a while, but let's see. There we go. So, and those are in the key of Jack T. Ripper right there, some ginger pride. Yes, I'm a little horny rabbit, Jack. Raiden Smith was promised sex. Well, look, Waifu has to live in a cage. I mean, I don't know if there's room for two down there. Ah, wrong tab. Waifu. Waifu. Oh, Nugget's got a snake and no plane. Well, actually, there is.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
The
show is here.
The show
is. Oh my. Who am I kidding? They're here for your fucking avatar. Look at that.
Basically everything set up tonight is thanks to Merc. I gave him some ideas of what I wanted and what I was going for, and he definitely delivered.
Merc is a really talented guy. I mean, man, if he ran some kind of show on Sundays, I'd probably check that out.
Was it your fat? Oh shit, the Nuggets. He's got a broken hand. His dad might have 1 or 2 more chemo treatments. then you should be cancer free. Oh, wow. Damn. I wish you and your dad the best there, Lenugs. That's damn. Yes, Dan S. We all suck. So wait till Waifu sees the new gifs that pop up, because yep, Mark learned how to do more gifing. I
gotta chill and not spurg out these things because they're pretty fucking fantastic. I mean, I saw the new set and I was, you know, I was expecting something kind of like maybe different, more of a loungy setup, less of a news setup that you had before. But this is just, this is great.
Okay.
And if any of you want to start making shit for us, you know, talk to us, look us up.
Anybody feeling creative? So let's see. Okay, because apparently Twitter did not do its thing. So here we go.
So while you're doing that, I just want to give my personal thanks to Jack T. Ripper throwing out the donation before the show even starts. I mean, I'd recommend that, you know, get your moderate credit from the little blip coming up on screen, but man, that means a lot. We do this just, you know, for the shits and giggles, a whole jiggles.
Poor Waifu.
I'm sorry, I'm mesmerized. I like when things are in motion. It's gonna be hard to do my job, I just realized. Here am I trying to thank Jack for being an upstanding guy throwing money where he doesn't. Oh, good. An old dude with a taco. That's how I can get back to reality. My cold shower. Jack, we just do this for, you know, shits and giggles, and when you throw money at us, that means a lot to us. It lets us know that we're on the right track, and like, we want to build something that you guys fucking like. So, Jack, good to have you in the audience, and I hope that you can actually enjoy some of the show tonight.
So yeah, totally threw us off.
Oh, wow. I'm fucking built.
That's what anybody wants to know, what you've been doing down in the basement.
Oh, I'm also the Shack Cat. Oh. John Gulf Paulette. Those are not jiggles. Those are not the jiggles I was looking for. Well, you know, as an alpha male, I have to appeal to my female audience. All three of them. Anyways, cheers to you, Jack T. Ripper. Whoops, that didn't have the nice sound I wanted.
That it's almost sounded like it broke.
Yeah, well, I didn't let it vibrate. That's the problem. I'm trying to hit it with like a piece of small metal, so I want to get the nice ting off of it. There we go. That's the ting. Okay, I found the sweet spot and how to hit it.
Let's see. I just got the notice from.
Damn right, Bubonic. Jack is the man.
I just saw the thing Jack sent on Twitter and asked if we were streaming tonight. So, yes, I am, as a matter of fact. I'm so not caught up with my Twitter. So, all right. So I think that's all the new gifts and memes. Oh, it shows I'm offline.
Hot.
What the hell? Oh, now I'm back online. Oh my goodness. I mean, YouTube's been weird today.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah. YouTube's been weird. It just, honestly, like, nobody's getting their notifications, the stream health. I should have perfect stream health. I don't have anything extra running. You know.
Dan S. throwing some shade. Jack's a man. Waifu's a boy. As a midget, how are you an alpha male?
Hello, Ryder. I see you, hon.
Dan, keep throwing that shade. It gets hot, so it'll keep me nice and cool.
I wonder if it's because I have so many of these. No, it's not that. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. My OBS is saying I've got perfect stream health, but YouTube is saying it doesn't. So, it's on YouTube's end. So,
let's hit some numbers because it's always fun to push numbers. Give me a 5 in chat if you fuck YouTube. I'll start it for you. There you go. It actually helps if I type.
That
There you
might
go.
help.
5.
There we go. Poor waifu. Waifu gave Raiden the notification. It's weird lately. I've been shilling the show in Discords and stuff, and it pops up with this weird little box instead of the actual like stream link. It's weird. It's almost like a description thing rather than a show avatar or thumbnail or anything.
See, Dan S., I know you're lobotomized because you said I was stuck watching the cunt stream.
Oh, that's not a pretty place to be. That is the wrong stream of a cunt to be in. No. We are the cunts you're looking for.
Well, I mean, she has the cunt you're looking for. Speaking of cunt you're looking for, nice little image there.
The kissing, the thing you can practice kissing on. All right, so what do you have up
look
for
at
us
those
first?
5. Well, Florida has been surprisingly tame this week. I always like to open with something a little bit spurgy. We'll get to the real meat and potatoes of the show, what this week has been all about, but we're not going to bring you a Florida man story. No. We're going to bring you a man from a very different place. The land of hipsters, the land of overindulgent fucks. We go to Oregon this week for our guy being an asshole in public.
Where'd it go? I gotta turn that off. Yeah. Not used to turning things off, for fuck's sake.
Don't I know it?
Let's see if we can do it. Like
Sometimes oh, there it is again.
you get that slow-moving GIF. Oh my god.
I might need to hire Merc.
All right, there we go.
Ah.
Oh, bad Red.
By the way, there's 200 subscribers on your channel, so we are in the midst of planning something for that. We're thinking of bringing back an old favorite, a drunk stream, except this drunk stream will be planned so that we can get Red the fuck away from the computer when it needs to end.
Yeah. Shh.
And it's gonna be all planned for this. Like the whole point will to be sloppy drunk. We'll have little segments and things, so it's not like our regular show. We'll do it on a different night, maybe a weekend. All kinds of good shit. And hopefully we can keep you guys involved, because the whole point will be to celebrate with all of you.
Yeah, be able to pull people in. I don't know. We might even bring the wheel back for that episode. And after different goals met or whatever of different things, maybe after every like 15 minutes or so, we'll have somebody like on the dump. They do the whole stop thing, and whoever gets it first, either have like a truth or dare type wheel or a shots challenge wheel, something. But we's gonna celebrate. Hey, we got Big Fat Brian and Sarah Hatcheby Sanders.
I just want to throw some love Brian's way. Brian, you're a mod, so you can actually post the link if you want to, but he has started sort of an official YouTube stream for his channel. So if you're willing to behave, then he's got a great place to chat. I pop in there every once in a while, make sure he's alive. That's probably the best place you can find Brian these days. So go give him some love, and Brian, throw your fucking shit in the chat. You have a wrench, abuse it. Also, thank you, Sarah, for the love thrown our way.
Yes. Sarah's a good kid. She's a good kid. We still owe you an episode. Well, we can always...
There's plenty of room in my cage.
Yes. If you see Brian, you can join Waifu right down there. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we are in a private call this time, just to make sure we don't have...
yeah.
It was easier this way. But we can always rope Brian into the private call if he wants in, or if he wants to be our main attraction for our drunk 230 plus stream.
There he is. There's the link.
Oh.
So go click that. Go fucking hang out with Big Fat Brian after you hang out here with the show. And if you like it, hit relevant buttons like a thumb. Give us a thumb. Whether it's up or down, I don't care at this point. I just want a thumb.
Oh,
a thumb.
Did you see
singular thumb.
Jack's idea for the for the drunk stream? The Wheel of Red, where Merc has to take off a piece of clothing.
I mean, I don't think people would be disappointed.
Merc already doxed himself today on stream on purpose. It was too early o'clock in the morning, and he was tired of wearing his face mask and looking like Antifa on Evergreen State College campus.
Actually, disturbing fact, that face mask is part of his face. That's not like a gimmick. That is, he is more face mask than man now.
Yeah, that's with the shade still. They need step stools. Jack will give us a thumb.
Excellent thumbs.
The new avatar looks like it's right up Jack T. Ripper's street there.
So it's official. We're making it official right now. He has thrown his hat into the ring. He's put his ladle down. Big Fat Brian will be part of the drunk stream.
Woo!
So thank you, Big Fat Brian.
Hotness.
Now I've got to fucking plan that shit. God damn it. So, anyways, cheers to you, man. Waifu gets a pinky, no thumb, Mercolium. But anyways, enough fucking fluffing. Let's get on to the show.
All right.
And how could we start? Well, Oregon man, high on LSD, leads police on wild chase, thinking he's in Grand Theft Auto, officials say.
That look.
And that is the look of a man on LSD, Anthony Clark.
Where's my left eye going? Left eye, where you going? Oh, his own eyes trying to leave him.
This is the face of a man who asks himself, he asks benign questions but thinks he's really fucking deep. Are you right if you're going left? Whoa. Fucking. An Oregon man on drugs stole a car in front of deputies and thought he was in real-life version of the video game Grand Theft Auto when he led authorities on a 40-mile chase, Saturday police said. Anthony Clark, 23. Okay, you are too fucking young, Anthony.
Will somebody please think of the children? Think of the children. He's just a
No,
baby
don't think
boy.
of the children. Think of yourself, man.
But he's just he's a baby.
He only got to drink. He only got to drink 2 years ago, and he's already gonna fuck that up for himself. Come on, man. Get your shit together. Anthony Clark, 23, of Grand Pass, told police he had taken LSD when he got into a Toyota Camry that 2 Jackson County deputies were waiting to tow after an unrelated DUI stop, the sheriff's office said. The sheriff's office said Clark sped through multiple towns, crashed through a fence, ran over spike strips, or strops, should be spike strips though,
Yep.
twice, and drove down several roads the wrong way, according to the Oregonian.
Oh, God, that paper.
It's telling you where to get the best beanies and how to order coffee properly. Fuck that paper. Clark was arrested after ramming into another police cruiser, fleeing into a mobile home park, and trying to steal another vehicle, police said. The sheriff's office said no one was hurt during the chase, according to the newspaper. Clark admitted to taking drugs and hallucinating while he was being interviewed by officers. No fucking shit. The Oregonian, such an awesome paper and fucking terrible name, citing a probable cause affidavit, reported Clark got into the Toyota after getting out of the passenger side of a truck nearby and told a deputy that he was going to steal the car.
Oh, wow.
The man is facing a bevy of charges from 3 different law enforcement agencies. Clark was charged by the Jefferson County Sheriff Office with attempting to elude an officer in a vehicle, attempting to elude an officer on foot. Do we really? I thought... America, land of the free.
Right?
Driving under the influence of intoxicants. Okay, fair enough. Unauthorized use of a vehicle. Reckless driving and reckless endangering of another person. He was charged by the Ashland Police Department with recklessly endangering another person, recklessly drive. Okay, it's just more shit, and they're gonna have various.
First-degree criminal mischief? Wow. They're trying to get him with every itty-bitty thing. Just getting into a Toyota Camry. What part of a Toyota Camry says Grand Theft Auto? I know he was on drugs, but I mean, come on.
He's 23 and on LSD. I mean, if any of us have I was roofied on a minimal amount of MDMA, and I'll tell you right now, he probably took way more shit than me, and that shit will fuck you right up.
Oh, I've got stories about me getting. I told that story several weeks. I think it was actually a couple months ago, about being dosed with MDMA, and oh god, yeah, that'll definitely. You won't remember half of what you do. At least I didn't. Yeah. Oh, Dan asked with some more shade. If waifu 6'6", 315 equaled maybe not a midget. Otherwise, yeah, midget. I use them to floss.
Also,
Ryder,
hello to you, Tim Gersh.
Yeah, Ryder wants to know what's up with the BDSM room and me looking like a pale rabbit, a pale Jessica Rabbit. I'm like, because I can. Freedom of the interwebs. And to be fair, my husband's the one who did it. My husband set this whole thing. He did all these things. So, I gotta say it. This Milk's Gone Bad episode is ugly as fuck. Wait, what? Oh, he's doing up another Milk's Gone Bad. Oh, not a good. Oh, and somebody thinks now's a good time to call me. That happened to Merc today on his stream too. But seriously, this guy right here that can't decide what part of the ceiling he's looking at got in a Toyota Camry that was getting ready to be towed, and even told the cop, I'm stealing this car.
Well, he told them afterwards, I imagine, but, yeah, fucko. I mean, if you're gonna hit the party drugs, why do you do that shit alone? Why don't you actually get some fucking friends? I thought that was the whole point of, like party drugs, like your fucking, your ecstasy, your LSD, like, you trip out with someone else and you do really stupid shit together.
Yeah. Drugs, drinking, anything by yourself other than masturbation, you really shouldn't do it. And masturbating together is always fun too, but I mean, that's something you can do solo without hurting yourself too much. But drinking alone, doing drugs alone, that leads to bad choices. But he was with somebody. He got out of the passenger side of a truck. So, friends don't let friends be this guy right here. Friends don't let friends be this guy. Maybe he did something fucked up and the guy let him out knowing that he was going to get caught. Basically setting him up like, yeah, sure, we're in Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, just go get that car right there. Bonus points if there's a hooker in the trunk.
Oh, and that face of a winner.
Yeah, Kid Jack to your breeze looking at all the ceilings, all 6 of them. You're looking everywhere. At least he's trying to. Oh. Man. What are we gonna do with these kids these days, waifu? Oh my god, this one. So, we were talking about hookers and trunks, right?
Were you?
Yeah, I said, the whole bonus points if there's a hooker in the trunk.
Oh fuck yeah.
And then we got this. Where did it go? I'm trying to close the other one. There we go. All right. Oh, Fox News with the hotness. Yeah, they blurred out her face. That's the important part.
Will you take point?
I can take point on this one. Cheating Kenyan man's penis gets stuck inside mistress. A married Kenyan man and his lover are pictured after his penis became caught inside her. A Kenyan love rat's hijinks came off the rails when he became stuck inside his mistress during a hotel romp. That does not look like a hotel romp. I'm just saying. But then again, I've never been to a hotel in Kenya. What do I know? According to the Daily Mail, the married man was caught by his wife after his screams pierced the halls of a Nairobi hotel. Fearing someone had been murdered, a number of guests called police. Here we go. Kenyan hotel right here. The unfortunate couple are photographed as they are taken to hospital. When cops arrived, they found the cheating hearts, quote-unquote, stuck together and called medical personnel to separate the pair. The fit was so tight, however, that they needed to be taken to hospital. Local media published photos of the dirty duo, and the Nairobi News reported the man was a traveling salesman. Of course he was. A traveling salesman. This is why. Who rented a room in the capital and had been having an affair with his landlady. It also said his wife asked a witch doctor to cast a spell to catch her hubby out. However, an explanation more based on terra firma is that the Don Juan was a victim of penis captivus. That sounds like something made up on South Park, by the way. This happens when the muscles of the vagina clamp down tighter than usual on a penis. Is that it? Oh, yeah.
I mean, it gave the story. That's all we really needed.
Wow. Didn't say what the wife's reaction was, but the voodoo that he do so well. She had a witch doctor cast a spell. He's a traveling salesman. Screwing the landlady. This just got all the hallmarks. Every last one. Oh, let's see. Oh, what's our chat got to say here?
Bubonic for you. That's some tight snatch.
All right. Bet his friend was just joking and this retard took it out. Oh, that's about the last thing, but yep, you're right, boo. All right, let's see. Hookers and trunks, no big deal. Who hasn't had this happen to him? It's a bear trap. Spray them with the garden hose. He was trying to spray her with some kind of hose. Yep, Kegel exercises, Dennis. They're very important. Tim, I kind of don't want to hear this, but I kind of need the details.
John Gulf City Plet. My Roman friend Bigless Dickius has that problem all the time.
Biggest Dickius. I love that movie. Was that that was a Monty Python.
With the fucking degeneracy. He was a furry. He just nodded.
Oh my god. Well, I mean.
Okay, Red. So let's go to a place because you're the only one with a successful marriage between the two of us. I have several ex-wives. Shut up.
Yeah. I was gonna say no, but
walk in, and Merc is clearly in a compromising position with some other redhead. Let's just say she looks similar to you.
Right.
You tell him to get off. He says he can't. What do you do?
Pry those bitches apart. If they can't get apart, I have this nifty thing in the back of my trunk called a tire iron, and with enough leverage, something's gonna give. Plus, yeah, I guarantee you, I'd put plenty of those pictures on Twitter, Facebook. Oh, yeah. Oh wait, is this the part where I say this would never happen, and Merc's a good boy? He's a good boy.
He is a good boy, and that's why I go there, because it's not a problem.
Is his penis unusually wide? Not that unusually wide for a black man. Tim Gersh has to do that. Kick him in the face. Is Dan S's solution. Yep, waifu. If I'm with a redhead, I always get off. God damn it, Merc. Oh, Van Damme style.
Where's... I need to talk to some soundboard people. Have that fucking drum.
Yep. We need those cymbals. We're not gonna do that Sinatra thing with a bell. We'll let them have that. We need.
He has a bell?
Yes. Every time something Jewish or something gets mentioned on a soundboard, they do the bell thing.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, Sinatra. Maybe Sinatra's more woke than we thought.
Oh, they're still going on about your height. This is great.
I mean, hey, people are talking about me. I'll take it.
Wait, I'm taller than Waifu? I thought he was taller than me, according to Ryder.
For the people listening, I'm 5'10", which is just barely above average for Canada. We get a lot of tiny, tiny immigrants around here. So, I mean, that's good. It's not that, and again, it's not that I'm particularly tall. It's that I'm particularly retard strong. When something sets me off, things start to break.
Yeah, well, they saw the pictures of your exercises down in the basement.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a shake weight. It's not just for virgin housewives to train how to fucking handle a dick. It's to get you strong, too.
Yes. And Jack T. Ripper, that actually is a good... We should get a cowbell. We need a cowbell for our soundboard. Cowbell is always good. You can never have enough cowbell. And now Bubonic wants to go spray people with a garden hose. Oh, I was watching a chat earlier. Bubonic was talking about playing some music that he introduced Merc to this morning on his radio show on KAOS.org. And it's, I think it's called a Tribe Called Red. And it has, I can't remember the name of the song, but it has a lot of native singing and chanting and all that. And he'll roll down his windows and play that while driving through the hood. So he's good at IRL trolling.
I didn't realize that I actually had a moment like that a while back. I was having a disagreement with a friend of mine. Some personal stuff was happening between us, and so she wasn't talking to me, and I agreed that, I'd let her, we'd address the problem in face-to-face when it was time, and it would be her call. However, when we actually finished up and spoke about it, what ended up happening was she said she had difficulty approaching me the first time, in which she just didn't at all, because when she saw me, I was talking to people, and I was nodding my head, and I looked over at her, and I was smirking. I just got a kick out of that.
That's
shit-eating
awesome.
grin, knowing I pissed people off.
That's awesome. That's great. I don't know. We are in touch with our inner assholes. We are pretty decent human beings. Not great, not bad. But we're pretty decent human beings. So when you get that opportunity for that, and you've done something and the other person's annoyed or aggravated, and just your mere presence brings a physical reaction from others. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just my inner asshole that gets a kick out of that. It's like,
oh no, I get some sadistic pleasure out of that, and regular people aren't willing to admit it either. Maybe because they're not good at it, but...
Jack T. Ripper says, Waifu Hunter is 3 meters or 15 pounds tall in America.
Or 15 pounds tall in America.
Yes.
Yeah, Jack. Am I missing something here?
Great. The kitten has learned how to climb up my door wall here. That's great. And so if you guys hear something fall, it's this little black fur ball that has learned how to climb. So I'm trying to play nice with the pussy, but it doesn't always like to play nice. Sometimes it bites. Oh, and Taps has joined us again.
Speaking of pussy, I have something for you.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, you're not going to like
go.
this.
Oh, my. Well, let's just do this then, shall we? There we go. It's up on screen. It's a beautiful picture.
To the female members of chat, I apologize preemptively. You're gonna get some phantom pain.
Virgins, avert your eyes. What's funny is like we're doing this because of the delay. I'm hearing myself across the room.
Oh. All
right. Would you like to read this one, Waifu? Or does this one need a feminine touch?
I can do it.
Okay. Be careful with those.
If you want to go with the feminine touch, I totally.
I think this would be great coming from a male perspective. Even more offensive and triggering.
Oh, okay. Dozens of pencils, 7 tweezers found inside inmate's birth canal. Georgia's sheriff's office. Pencils, tweezers, and hairpins were discovered inside a female inmate this week, according to a Georgia sheriff's office. Oh, and they've got them all in the bags. That's That's beautiful. I'm just staring at it and wondering to myself, did they just like say, get these things and put them in a generic bag, or get the ones in question? Because, I mean...
I like Bubonic's comment. It's a snatcher keeper. Oh my god.
What's the height exchange rate for Canadians? Jesus Christ, I think... I should have made this like a height-based show. Jesus. I'm tall enough to get on roller coasters. That's all I care about.
He's tall enough to ride this, at least. So.
That's a drink.
That may be the most awfulest thing I've said online. What'd writers say that's so awful? What'd I miss? Oh, you pre-ejaculate, waifu. Other than that, why apologize? Take a bow. That's not bad. Trust me, worse has been said on the interwebs.
You gotta throw some darker shade.
Gotta make it dark.
Speaking of things that have nothing to do with shade, pencils, tweezers, and hairpins were discovered inside a female inmate this week, according to a Georgia sheriff's office. The writing utensils were captured in a snap. The Oconee, I hope that's what that says, Oconee County Sheriff's Office put on Facebook Thursday. This morning, a female inmate came to us from Emmanuel County State Pen, the sheriff's office said. Per policy, we searched her and pulled this out of her birth canal. 7 pairs of tweezers and bobby pins were also discovered, the office added. In the comments section, the sheriff's office explained how the objects may be used. Bobby pins and tweezers can be improvised into tools to open handcuffs, it explained. Pens and pencils and markers, 'cause she could, I guess? It also took time to respond to multiple commenters. One person said, in part, I've worked around jails and prisons. I've never heard of a black market for pencils. The sheriff's office chimed in. They are used for tattoos as well. Mix the lead with spit or water, and you can knock out a prison tat. Okay, we're learning today. Excellent.
The more you know.
A little fucking rainbow is what we need. Another Facebook user called the post about as inappropriate a post by a public servant as I've ever seen, to which I say, get your fucking head out of your ass, chill the fuck out, and have a drink.
They're here for our education.
And that's basically what they say in the most polite way they can. Can't please everyone, the sheriff's office said. A different user asked about the pencils being forbidden. The person said, are pencils contraband? They responded, yes, jail issue pens only. They aren't good for stabbing.
Yes, they are. You just sharpen the...
Well, you got to work at it, or I imagine they make it strong enough that like if you've got something that can sharpen a pen, you probably already have a better stabbing tool. A separate commenter asked about the cavity search that was performed. Is that usually a place you search? The person said. Every time, the sheriff's office exclaimed.
Is that what they mean by a thought pocket? I mean, I've heard that term. It was just like, thought pocket. This is, it was that, hold on. Okay, there's a picture here of all these things. Are these actually all the ones that were found in that one inmate that one time? Because granted, I've had live human beings come out of mine, but that still confuses me on volume.
Well, I mean, it says dozens of pencils, 7 tweezers, and bobby pins, which they don't... 7 pairs of tweezers and bobby pins. That's what it was.
I figured it out.
So it could be...
Jack T. Ripper says, did she have printer ink in there too? And that makes me think, maybe she was running a contraband, office depot. Trying to get some money on her books by, becoming a pencil dispenser or pen dispenser. All those little things you pick up at the cash register on your way out. Maybe that's it.
I have a horrible idea for an electric pencil sharpener now.
Oh, God, yeah, this is actually, I feel bad for poor Bubonic. I discovered this morning that, yeah, he's up to 12 community guideline strikes and banned from all other major platforms. So he got the axe. So.
I mean, you can try to end Bubonic, but, he'll keep coming back, so... Google, maybe learn to chill out.
Right?
Let's get another 5 for a fuck YouTube. This time it's for Bubonic.
Yeah.
I really wonder if they photographed like the items in question that came out of her, and do they think to themselves, let's clean these and then photograph them, or they're good as they are.
Okay. Oh, here it says, underneath the post, this is apparently the actual Okanaway County, Georgia Sheriff's Office. We search all of our inmates no matter where they come from. This morning, a female inmate came to us from Emmanuel County State Pen. Per policy, we searched her and pulled this out of her. Birth canal? In addition to what you can see here, there were 7 pairs of tweezers and numerous bobby pins. You cannot make this up. That's the actual post right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so this plus more.
Markers, pencils. Christ.
She wanted to be a human Pez dispenser is what it was.
I think she wanted to be a trapper keeper.
Yeah. Like Bubonic said, it's a snatcher keeper.
Yeah, snatcher keeper, trapper keeper. I mean...
Yep, trapper keeper.
Jesus.
It would be a trapper keeper if she was actually trans or identified as male. Bad jokes today. Okay, there to go. Yeah, just this is birth canal. Why don't they just birth canal? That's wow.
It's the only way that they can say vagina without them fucking having people spurg out.
They could say female cavity. That would have been funnier. And they pulled a fax machine out of her ass from Jack T. Ripper. Oh my God. She was the prison commissary. And a wild fox appears. Want to see a magic trick? I can make this pencil disappear.
Oh, See, that scene, if this woman had been the Joker in The Dark Knight, that scene would have been very different.
True. Oh my God. And as Jack says, trapper, flapper, keeper. Oh God, now I'm imagining Meat Flaps keeping that nice sealed in
freshness yeah.
for him.
Fucking I like to know that I'm fucking a bitch, so when I wanna write down a name I can just reach into a pussy or something.
God. Are you trying to kill our viewers, waifu? Oh God. Oh, and I'm not even gonna apologize because that's awesome. And we're killing
You know
Sarah.
what's awesome? Is when I take the tweezers, she can actually find my dick with them.
Jesus Christ. This
Thank
is the
you,
kind
Andy
of
Worski.
these are the kind of things that for our 200 celebration stream when we do this drunk, it is gonna go bad fast.
Oh, I'm going to buy very special alcohol for that. I'm going to mix some fancy drinks. I'm gonna go into the old liquor box and see if I can make anything special.
Times to get creative. DNS ziplocked BTK. Yes. Where is
Oh.
Kayla? I haven't seen her in a bit. She must be busy. Jack says, if you help me find my keys, we can drive out of here. I know a place you can look, Jack. Are you willing to look there, though?
Raiden Smith, I'm hard now. Thanks, waifu. Hey, no problem.
Oh, God. Quit it, kid.
People paid money for this. Just remember this. You look at this fucking awful shit, and then you remember people gave money to this cause.
Oh, yeah. This is the entertainment they paid for. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so what else we got, waifu? Liquor, I hardly knew her. What are you, Rodney Dangerfield now, Wild Fox?
I gotta do a little bit of liquor. Oh, hardly knew her.
There we go. That's the voice we were looking for. Oh, and Bubonic has moonshine. Can he come? Well, I don't know. If I try hard, I'm pretty sure you could. But, yeah, she must have been loose like a jar of mayonnaise. Oh, God, Mayonnaise King. Now I'm seeing Mayonnaise King. Great. Oh,
Nope.
For those of you that missed that on the Andy Worski show, the Mayonnaise King, oh. Nope. Nope.
I've been on the Plex Storm. It is a greasy, greasy place.
And here's Straight Sith Male joining us. Red, show us them cartoon boobies. They're right there. Can't you see them? They're right there. Welcome, Straight Sith Male. Yeah, and Wild Fox gets no respect, I tell you. No respect. All right,
respect at all.
what are we going to be disrespecting our viewers with next? Here we go.
Actually, this story is my personal favorite from the week. I don't know. I saw it and it spoke to me.
Oh, yes. I think it speaks to everyone. Here we go. We got it up. Oh, here we go. Oh, the stream will catch up with us. Here we go. Oh, you got to see the pride flag in the background, too. Awesome. It'd be even better if they put the rainbow flag over the back door instead of the front door. It'd mean so much more to the crowd.
Well, I mean, it is a church. How else are they going to support that man-boy love?
I don't know. They have red doors there. Catholics, anyway. So let's see. We've got a 26-foot Marilyn Monroe statue flashing underwear at church angers public. Oh. Well, I don't know. A lot of drag queens aspire to be like Marilyn Monroe, and they got that pride flag up. How offended could they be? So, all right. These Thursday photos show Seward Johnson's Forever Maryland sculpture in Latham Park in Stamford, Connecticut. Oh, they're only Thursday photos. You can't have any other day of the week photos. She's camera shy those days. Hartford, Connecticut. Marilyn Monroe's rear is getting some leers in Connecticut. A 26-foot statue of the actress has been placed in a Stamford Park across the street from a church, which is getting a full view of her behind. It depicts the famous scene from 1955's The 7-Year Itch, where Monroe holds down her white dress as air blows up from a subway grate. Little factoid there for that scene. That's actually what broke up her marriage with, I believe, Joe DiMaggio, the baseball player, because he was super upright and moral, and he said if she filmed that scene, it was over. So...
They do mention that later on in the article.
Oh, they do?
That.
Oh, I haven't read that. I haven't read that part. Okay.
This was a good article. I liked this one.
Okay, you want to finish reading it?
No, I like your voice.
Oh. A wife who's trying to...
Besides, I only got one hand. One hand for a drink, another hand for...
multi-purposes.
Research.
Yes, gotta get that research done. See, Waifu's trying to be a good boy. He wants to be allowed up on the furniture next.
Mm-hmm.
The back of the statue showing her underwear is clearly visible from the front of the First Congregational Church of Stamford. Some passerby this week said it was disrespectful to the church. Most church members have yet to see the statue because it was put up Monday as part of a citywide art display, but it is sure to spark conversations when they return for Sunday worship, said church member Maureen Matthews. I think some people will be offended, said Matthews, who was not bothered by the statue. It is silly. There are bigger issues to worry about, but I'll be interested to see how people talk about it on Sunday. Forever Maryland is one of the 36 statues by artist Seward Johnson that are on loan and on display in the downtown area through the summer. They're part of the city's annual Art in Public Spaces program. The statues, except Maryland, are life-sized and depict people doing everyday activities. All right. The city resident Lori Tamburo told the Advocate newspaper that she found it disturbing to see children climbing on the statue's leg and looking up the skirt. I just find the position to be seriously offensive. It was, in my eyes, very disrespectful. I looked at it, and I think because of what I saw with all these little kids looking at, the height is ruining it. It's ruining beautiful Maryland. The response to Maryland and the other statues has been overwhelmingly positive, said Sandy Goldstein, president of the Stamford Downtown Special Services District. Good God, that's a lot of words. Which is hosting the exhibit along with sponsors including real estate finance firm UC Funds. Goldstein noted there are many nude statues outdoors in Europe and near churches that are accepted by the public. It is art, and we don't believe it is offensive, she said. We absolutely mean no disrespect to the church. The Reverend Dr. Todd Grant Yonkman, pastor of the First Congregational Church, has a sense of humor about the statue, but said it was an odd artistic choice. The issue is, why that statue? He said in an email to the Associated Press, Marilyn Monroe was an artist deserving our respect. Why appropriate her image in this way? Is this the best we can do? He said he heard Monroe's husband at the time of the 7-year itch, baseball star Joe DiMaggio, was uncomfortable with her shooting the subway vent scene. Maybe the city would let us give her some pants, Yonkman said. Yeah, give her pants. Yeah. Go for it.
So, I fucking love this story because, first of all, Yonkman, terrible last name.
Goldstein, come on now. Oh,
Well,
Jack
at
T.
least
Ripper's
you could-
leaving us. Oh, good night, Jack.
Jack, thank you so much for the donation again. Get some sleep. I hope you enjoyed what you could catch, and, good night, man.
Yep. Thank you, Jack. We'll see you around. And after this whole graduation thing's done with my kid, I can actually get back into the Rippers retreat. I'm still there, but I'm just not very active because I've been busy as hell. The 18-year-old's graduating this Friday, and she'll be off school for a week and then home for a couple months and then off to Central Washington University. So, one
Man,
living than
everyone we
us.
know. Everyone I know is making successful human beings. You, Shrooman's daughter is graduating. By the way, there is a hilarious fucking channel you should be looking at called Shrooman Shrooms, and I'll try to pull it up for you in a minute. But, Tonka's got an impressive record, somewhere in the 90s, but there is a man who wishes to challenge that record, and his name is Shrooman. And so he has to go challenge this record in many different ways. And so here we go with the link. You can see his journey, his battle, his struggle. And you can chronicle the undefeated streak of Shrooman as he will catch up and maybe even exceed Tonka. So watch to find out more.
Yeah, I love it because it doesn't take long to watch his channel either. It's like, 30, 40-second clips here and there. So, pretty interesting. Well, see, I'm making a successful human being because I gave her a great example of what not to do with your life early on. Get knocked up at 19, get married to, your first husband that was a complete piece of shit. Make a beautiful child with it, but then make your life and their life a living hell for the next few years, struggling and not being able to go to college yourself. So, gave her a good example, and she's smart. I don't know where the hell she got that from, but she's smart, and she's graduating and moving on and doing things. So, you haven't made any people yet, waifu. So, when you make people,
no.
you'll make successful little people too. So,
We'll see about that.
well, hey, you're a great big brother.
I am. Between me and my youngest brother, the difference between me being the oldest and him being the youngest is 17 and a half years. I have helped raise and on occasion do help raise young people to not be little assholes.
Yeah.
I think that is the most important thing for me, is that they,
See, you're raising little people without actually having to donate DNA to them. So maybe you're the more responsible person here, waifu.
Who knows? Maybe this is just my manifest destiny. Well, let's find out. Speaking of people who were successful, Marilyn. So fucking Yonkman. What a terrible last name.
Oy.
I mean, Goldstein. At least you could probably be a lawyer, a doctor, or a very good comedian. Like you have 1,000,001 good Jew jokes as a Goldstein, but it's what Yonkman says that really stands out to me. So he says, like, she was an artist. Yeah, it's true. She was, lived a very hard and fast life and was in movies. But when you think of Marilyn Monroe, what do you think of? What is the number one thought in your head?
Chastity.
If it's not, aside from a conspiracy with the Kennedys, the first thing that should be coming to your mind is that fucking sewer grate scene. Or that, like, air vent scene, whatever it's called. So, when people are saying that, I find it incredibly disingenuous. It's like, you're trying to, appeal to your people while trying to not give a fuck. Because I think, sincerely, the people who make the very, lowball comments, they don't care about the goddamn statue. They just, they're just giving lip service because their congregation is going to get all pissy if they don't.
Right.
Straight Sith male, I got bad news for you. When it comes to DNA, it is more than likely you get your intelligence from your mother.
He said no.
Genetic fact.
He asked us not to hit him. But to be fair, right now his wife is torturing him in the other room by playing Disney songs.
Okay. I understand. Okay. You can have a few more jabs on us. Have a few more jabs.
Have a jab on us.
Have a few jabs. I'll hold the arms back and I won't tell anybody. Cops ask, I'll be like, I didn't see nothing. Straight Sith male, he's a good dude. He didn't do nothing to nobody. You don't ask questions. You leave SSM alone. Or as they know him out on the streets, sm.
Sm. Here we go. I give people something to view for a minute. So, yeah, no joke. I love my wife. I love my sisters. I love my mother. I do not love my grandmother because she's a bitch. Fair enough.
I mean, family is never chosen, they're given.
Right. Let's see. Where did I open my folder? Oh, I moved my folder because I'm a naughty girl.
If that avatar is anything to go by.
Oh, let's see. Where'd it go? All right. Do you have another story first? Because I've got two I could add. Or actually, there's the three. The story about I Love Pickle, the China monkeys, or that saving the world's gas shortage.
Well, let's just say I'm boring a hole into my desk with this erection, so let's go to the China monkeys so that, like, maybe I can calm down for a bit, get a breather.
Yeah, you just reel it in a minute.
Another clone, welcome.
Hey, clone.
And a wild fox, I'm a pass out. Got work in 7.5 hours. Well, cheers to you, Fox. Thank you for coming around, and sleep well.
Yeah, sleep well. Make sure there's no spiders there this time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Poor guy.
It started to get hot around here, so people were, I say people, all the spiders came out of hiding in my home, so I've been on a bit of a spree.
So let's see. All right, so we've got the genetic monkeys. So this is a really long article, so I'm only going to read a little bit of it because otherwise it goes on and on because it was about actual studies. but the title of the article is China is genetically engineering monkeys with brain disorders. They are making
And-
retarded chimps.
We've always worried about the rage virus coming from monkeys, but now it's a different virus we have to worry about. And to answer you, Dan, waifu wants to fuck the monkeys. That's not how I would refer to black women, but sure enough, I'll let you do what you want.
Oh,
Oh,
Ryder.
watch out! You're gonna cut yourself on that edge. Ooh.
Well, Fox, he'll sleep well to that voice. I know, waifu can tell bedtime stories. So, here we go. We got a visit to a facility in Guangdong province. Oh, why? Where researchers are tinkering with monkey brains in order to understand the most severe forms of autism. Study YouTube. You don't gotta make genetically mucked up monkeys, just study YouTube. Guoping Fang applied to college the first year that Chinese universities reopened after the Cultural Revolution in 1977, and more than a decade's worth of students, 5.7 million, sat for the entrance exams. Fang was the only one in his high school to get in. And then it goes on about him going and getting his PhD. He goes on about his height and him looking like a monk. And then he talks about how Fang now travels, because he ended up getting a job in America. It says Fang is short and slim with a monk-like placidity and a quick smile, and he now holds an endowed chair in neuroscience at MIT, where he focuses on the genetics of brain disorders. His 45-person lab is part of the McGovern Institute for Brain Research, which was established in 2000, with the promise of a $350 million donation, the largest ever received by the university. In short, his lab does not lack for much. Yet Fang now travels to China several times a year because there he can pursue research he has not yet been able to carry out in the United States. In January, I met him in Shenzhen, a city that has gone from fishing village to metropolis during the 3 decades Fang has lived abroad. So it talks about him getting off on a plane. And it says, in front of the Institute's headquarters is a large metal sculpture of a motherboard next to a DNA double helix, pairing the technology that defined the 20th century with technology that many think will define the 21st. So, see... He got his synopsis at SIAT, and he was not the only scientist who traveled all the way from the United States. He invited several colleagues to a symposium. Okay. It says, also like Fang, they were back in China to pursue a type of cutting-edge research too expensive and too impractical and maybe too ethically sensitive in the United States. At the symposium, the scientists alluded to the potential of using CRISPR, the powerful new gene editing technique, on the primate brain. The next day, I set out with Yang Zhao, a postdoctoral researcher in Fang's lab, to explore the reality behind the theoretical talk. The car drove several hours, skyscrapers. During the final half hour, the GPS instructions petered out. He pulls out photos because the GPS won't work there. He has to go by photos. And then the company did not want to be named because it feared a backlash from animal rights activists. Zhao had been staying there for weeks at a time on the sprawling campus. They have thousands of crab-eating macaques, however you want to pronounce that. Most of the monkeys are sold to international companies that supply animals to pharmaceutical and research labs. So this facility is built to basically produce lab animals. The breeding facility itself does not genetically engineer monkeys, but Fang realized that its huge number of monkeys made it an ideal proving ground for new genetic engineering techniques. Like I said, this is a huge freaking article. I really should have highlighted this somehow. CRISPR uses proteins as molecular scissors, allowing scientists to hone in on and disable particular genes. Before CRISPR, the genetic engineering of primates was a laborious process capable of a very limited number of edits. Few research groups even attempted it, and even fewer succeeded. Monkeys can be genetically engineered almost as easily as mice now. So he started with mice, and where's the gene? The SHANK3 gene. The mice were knockouts. In with a particular gene called SHANK3 was knocked out or disabled. In humans, mutations in SHANK3 are found in 1 to 2% of causes of autism spectrum disorder, including some of the most severe cases. These patients have the repetitive behaviors, lack of social awareness, characteristics of the disorder. They also may be profoundly intellectually disabled and wheelchair-bound. So they noticed that these same symptoms appeared in mice, but they couldn't get that lack of eye contact because the mice had eyes on each side of their head. They couldn't, check the lack of eye contact that accompanies this disorder. So they decided, how about we try it on some monkeys here? So if they could do this on monkeys, then they can see about, because we are more closely related to them than we are to mice. So they kind of want to see what happens with the autism. They don't have a plan on what to do about the autism. They just want to study how it works. So they just want to make more autism. And down here later, it says, where to go? Okay, the goal was not to make a monkey with autism per se, but one with enough symptoms to elucidate the brain structures that cause them and test drugs that could alleviate them. If his Shank 3 project worked, Fang wanted to study psychiatric disorders like OCD and schizophrenia in monkeys too. He told me that a close friend of his had become schizophrenic in college and committed suicide, a tragedy he kept turning over in his mind. How could things in the brain go so horribly awry? So, like, I saw over here.
My friend died as a result of schizophrenia. I know what I'll do. I'll make autism monkeys.
Basically. He can't do this in the States because I can't remember the college he was, not MIT, but somewhere else. They ended up closing their animal testing division, and they claimed it was because of lack of funding, but it was actually because of how there was 4 monkeys in 3 years or 2 years that were quote unquote mishandled and ended up being killed. Oh, hey, dick balls. Welcome to the party. Yeah, it's it's I'll put the article down here. It's in the Atlantic article newspaper. I'm gonna put this down here. So if anybody really wants to read it, it's a long read. But basically, yeah, like Bubonic said, total Planet of the Apes prologue going on here. It really is. And we're not going to be ruled by highly sophisticated, intelligent monkeys. We are going to be ruled by the autism. Imagine Caesar popping up with like, hey, you guys, and leading the monkeys that way. This is just, bad things are going to happen.
Terrible. He gives his speeches. He doesn't look at anybody. Kind of talks over people.
Yeah. And down here, oh my God, because apparently genetically creating monkeys is really difficult, right? Because they have to harvest the sperm and the ovum from the monkeys and then fertilize them and then put them inside of the surrogate mother. And they were failing so miserably. And then they finally came up with 5 monkeys at the end. They finally got 5 of them. And then they decided, hey, guess what? It's easier to clone them than fertilize them. So now they've started cloning the monkeys. So we're going to have a group of monkeys that are genetically the same, all flinging poo and avoiding eye contact. Just, just, wow. So, I don't know, Chat, what do you think about the army of retarded monkeys? Because, I mean, autism can be helpful in people. It's, you know, and I understand needing to diagnose because there are a lot of mental health issues, but intentionally breeding something with a mental disorder, just, Oh my God, that's funny.
I get they want to look at what like creates this, but at the same time, it's like, do you really want to be able to be that guy that said, I literally created autism?
Right?
Autistic clone monkey army.
Yeah, the autistic clone monkey army. Yep. Just... And brother, I like what Sarah said here. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it's a dick. I know she meant to say duck, but I find the typo more funny.
It's a Freudian. We know what you got on the mind.
Oh my God. So I hope I didn't offend anybody out there that's autistic, but I mean, come on. Just, it's not fair.
And if you really want to start getting up in arms, I mean, you know what this show is. We throw shade at everybody. We laugh at allers. We laugh at everyone. Like, apparently, I am a 2-foot-tall, starving manlet in a sex dungeon.
Oh, here's the part. It says that he originally inquired about making Shank 3 macaques. God, macaques. God. at the New England Primate Research Center, one of 8 national primate research centers then funded by the National Institutes of Health in partnership with local institution Harvard Medical School. The center was conveniently located in Southborough, Massachusetts, just 20 miles west of the MIT campus, but in 2013, Harvard decided to shut the center. So, yeah, it was going to happen in America, but, you know, as Michael Halassa says, they screwed themselves. So, and actually right now what they're worried about is China pulling ahead in the primate research. They're actually concerned about that. It's like, China's gonna get ahead of us on studying monkeys. So.
China's got that extensive... See, if they want to study autism in monkeys, or fucking apes, they should have just got Naked Ape. I mean, they'd be fine.
Right?
Fuck.
Exactly.
And speaking... And talk of autistic apes could not keep this man away. Dual Wield, what's up, man? How's it going?
Make the window larger. Can't read it. I posted an article in the chat. This is mostly for the picture. This is a large scientific article. Look, I like this picture though, right here with the monkey under the microscope. It's perfect. But welcome, Dual Wield. Welcome to the party. Dual Wield has that Jessica Rabbit chest on his mind now.
I don't blame him. I keep waiting for that reel to come back. I'm like sitting at the edge of my seat, like, come on.
Should I bring the reel back? Let's see.
Oh, it'll come back. It'll come back. I don't want to rob the people of their autistic monkeys and flashing statues.
Oh, Williams joined us as well. You know, I've noticed just about everybody else in here has a ranch, but Sarah. Red is really, really good for shit posting, spamming, and posting links. Oh my goodness. But let's see what else we got going on over here. Yeah, fucking monkeys. I agree. Fucking monkeys. Let's see.
I mean, I found a good story. It's unfortunate because I found a Florida man story, but it's all video and it tells you nothing. But I'll just say this: monkey in diaper found clinging to Florida man in stolen car.
Yes.
And they just tell you, like, Florida man, you know, arrested with his monkey, driving stolen car into a ditch.
Was it a retarded monkey?
The monkey named Monk is seen clinging to the shirt of Cody Blake Hessen, who was arrested for auto theft. And, like, that's all it tells you. And it's got all these videos, and... Nah, I want to be able to bitch about it.
I made John Platt a moderator, too. The monkey version of Rain Man, shit could go wrong fast. That's very true. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Loves you too, hon. Yeah, my husband made that avatar, actually. The head was drawn by my 18-year-old daughter, and the original body that I had that stood in the little, like, spooky forest thing. And Merc got a hold of... When you guys see the jiggling avatar that this came from, it's... Yeah, Merc did it. So... Yeah.
Oh, God, that pun.
What, the fantasy?
Yes.
I like that I am a furry. Translate to Japanese, translate back to English. You have the right to euthanize me.
Mm-hmm.
No, Sith, everybody's gonna get a wrench. It's fine. I'm not that big of a channel. It's just... So, and then it's also to protect people that, you know, others might try to time out or punish. Oh, that's right. That's the glory hole. I love that little glory hole kitty. So, lies. Okay, so let's see. All right,
Well,
so should we pull up that Florida man monkey story to let people see it, or?
Nah, it's just I want to bring it up because I really wanted there to be a Florida man story this week, but there was no good stuff.
Oh, I swear there was one that somebody was like, and it was in Florida. I'm like, of course it was in Florida. I should have written it down because it was on the news on my radio. So. I put your avatar on a big bouncy boob bitch. That's what my husband did. My husband did it. So let's see. It should be coming up here soon. Yep, it'll be up here in just a moment. Or by the time I've said this, it's already passed in OBS. Yes, chat justice can be brutal in the wrench no state. So, okay.
And if you're acting like a dumb fuck, we'll just take away your wrench and other people can time you out.
Right?
You will be the punching bag of the fucking stream.
Oh yeah, Merc fixed the no soup for you meme too. Is now his head is on the one that takes the soup. Oh, AP's joining the Ark War. He's playing Ark now.
Yeah, he's going to fight. Andy Worski is getting a group of Ark warriors to fight Sargon and his elite force. Sargon has heard the rantings of the crazy man with mayonnaise in his hair and decided that it's war. So now it's the Worski rebellion against the Sargon loyalists.
Oh my. Yeah, that would be great.
So, gentlemen, ladies, the battle lines have been drawn. Pick your side. Will you be liberalist UK or liberalist Canada?
Right? Pick your liberalist side. So, all right. So I've got, because we're coming up on the 30-minute marker till the end of the show. Let's see. So I've got a couple saved away. If you don't have any more for us to.
I've got plenty more.
Oh, wait,
but
no.
if you want
AP's going to fight Sargon and Andy. Is it going to be a three-way? Because Merc has Ark as well. He bought it, God, what, 2-3 years ago? He bought it and then found out he couldn't run it on our laptop when he was over on the other side of the mountain. So, I should tell Merc that there's going to be a three-way war. Merc would get in on the whale side. So, all right. So
I didn't realize that the whales had had broken off. That's kind of impressive.
So, yeah, because AP's going to fight both Andy and Sargon. This will be interesting. The field is going to be a land of devastation and bodies and just, it's going to be messy. All right. So, all right. Waifu's going to send me something.
While I'm sending Red that, I'm going to ask chat, who's your backing going to? So if you're backing up Andy Worski and his crew for Ark, press 1. If you want to back up Sargon, press 2. And if you want to back up AP, Ghastly, and the Whale Gang, press 3. And while I'm doing that...
Well, if there's no boats involved, and you don't have to worry about AP waiting for you or losing your life if he takes the boat, then I'm saying the Whale Gang. As anybody that watched the Friday the 13th series of games knows that the AP will not wait for you. Oh, wait. Nothing. Why am I drunk? More than likely, the sweet lady that loves me is going to take me into the bedroom and smack me upside the head for being an idiot. Well, if you play your cards right, she might smack the other head. So, well, you should see his avatar, honey.
This is also a good reason to have a wrench, is that you can spam.
So, all right. So I've got this. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, so we are at the animal portion of our show. Oh, this is great.
This is actually a story we both found.
Oh, this is a great story. All right, there we go.
Oh, welcome back, Fox.
All right, so I'm going
I imagine you couldn't get to sleep.
Poor Fox. All right, there we go. I'm going to put the news box outside of the set like that, so that way people can actually see things. All right, and I can change the size of it so people like Duel can see, but I won't crush Waifu with it.
Please.
There we go. So, all right. Lock that so I don't accidentally move it again. All right, now we fixed. There we go.
Excellent. Dead rattlesnake's severed head bites Texas man and nearly kills him. A man suffered seizures and internal bleeding after the severed head of the rattlesnake he had just killed bit him and released its venom. Jennifer Sutcliffe from Corpus Christi in Texas said her husband had spotted the 4-foot snake in the garden. Jeez, that's a big rattler. Grabbed a shovel and decapitated it.
That looks like a green rattlesnake. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No worries. But when he went to pick up the head to dispose of it, he was bitten. Local TV station KIII reported. Sorry, that it just looked like a really shitty way to spell kill.
Yeah, same here.
After the snake released its venom, he experienced loss of vision, in addition to the bleeding and seizures, and had to be flown to hospital by helicopter. He had also swelled up, and 2 of his fingers were covered in purple bruising. Doctors initially thought the attack might be fatal, but he is now in a stable condition after being given 26 doses of an expensive antivenom. However, he is still experiencing weak kidney function more than a week after the incident. A rattlesnake can still bite and release venom after its death because of a reflex action.
Yeah, that's actually...
Oh, and they show his hand. Oh, gross.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, and there's more article underneath it. They draw those lines so you can see where the initial area was usually. And then... but that doesn't look right, because normally they would circle the swelling, and then the swelling would be larger than the marker.
It's pretty obvious where the infected area is. The head end of a cut-up rattlesnake can continue to function, including the venom glands, for a long time afterward, anti-venom doctor Leslie Boyer told Gizmodo. In fact, the other half continues to work. It'll rise and rattle, the founding director of the University of Arizona Viper Institute added. What a great title. The founding director of Viper.
Viper Institute. Let's see, is that...
I mean, like, anything named after, like, a predatory snake is pretty good. I mean, Viper, right. Cobra.
But man, that's obviously... So is that... I wish they'd said, or maybe I missed it, but the species, because there's the green rattlesnake, or I know it's probably got a better name than that, but it's basically green, and they're well known that you cannot eat their meat because they bite their own bodies and envenomate themselves, and you can't eat them because you'll get sick and die. It's kind of like a evolution thing to keep them safe, but almost anybody that lives in or been in these areas like Texas, Arizona, and all these other places, I mean, down in Alabama, we had water moccasins, and you know that once the head's cut off, it continue because the venom glands are in the mouth, and it will continue to inject venom because it doesn't really have the when the body's gone, it just dumps everything, just like a baby snake does, because a baby snake doesn't have that control yet, like an adult does, to hold on to its venom. Yeah, you never dump your whole load at once. So, but yeah, it's just...
Don't I know it?
I thought you'd like that. But, I mean, it's... Anybody that's been around snakes, this is just kind of well known, but I guess there's morons everywhere. Oh, man. Okay.
I mean, you'd look at the damn thing and you'd think you'd poke it or maybe use a stick. Like, you wouldn't try to...
You don't pick it up with your hands.
Or maybe call animal control.
Yeah, I mean, for frog's sake, I mean, there is a video that went viral of a snake head that it was in a tree stump or something. Somebody had cut the tree, and it disconnected the head from the snake. And the snake actually started to eat its own body out of reflex after it was decapitated. It's just, oh boy. So, but yes, Death Harukin. Tonight we decided on titties. Merc designed us a new set and some new avatar brush-ups and some GIFs and memes. And we almost lost Waifu a few times tonight when the GIF came up during the meme reel. So... And tonight, basically,
I'm just looking up your dress. That's all.
he's like, "Why is the slit on that side?"
Trying to get the good angle. That's why I'm tilting my head.
So, but yeah, it's been fun. Last week, thanks to Costa Sock donating $50, we were able to move Waifu up out of that dark, wet basement and see if he could be a good boy and behave, out of the basement. And now tonight, Jack T. Ripper donated $45, so he might actually get a bigger bed. So. The triple B's, the brain, boobs, and butt. So.
A lot of arrows going Mercolium's way.
Confuse the chat.
I mean, I'll say this: in Canada, we don't get a fuck ton of snakes. It's pretty
The only snakes you have are in office.
I mean, that's all around the world, but here. Just we don't get a lot of them, and the ones we do are minuscule. They're like little gardener snakes, and couldn't be more than 3 inches long. So they're just not intimidating. I don't know. Have you come across anything interesting like that?
What, snakes or the articles?
Well, snakes, yeah.
Snakes.
I mean, like we're talking.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I was born in Texas on Fort Hood, actually, in the military training hospital, and actually I have a nifty little scar under my eye that disappears at times. And I joke with everybody because they'll know me for years, and all of a sudden look at my face because of how pale I am. They'll be like, "Oh my God, Red, did you scratch yourself?" And I'll tell them, "Don't laugh at me. I was born that way." Because literally, they did a C-section and they slipped on my mom, and I had plastic surgery, only being a couple hours old, to seal that up. But so we spent a few years in Texas, and then a few years in Alabama, and then moved up here. So down there, we lived out in the boonies, and there were snakes, there were lizards, there were frogs, and quite a few poisonous snakes. And my mom actually had a cat that was part Manx that would go out in the tomato garden with me. My mom felt safe enough having him out there because he'd do this little, like, ricky-ticky-tavi thing and hypnotize snakes. And then when my dad was deployed, we'd have the Mexicans that lived in our backyard, because there was one night my mom, because we had an outside washing machine, wash house, and it was about, I want to say 20 feet or so off the back porch, and you would have to actually go out to that shed to get your laundry, and we had the double screen doors because of how hot it got, and we weren't wealthy enough to afford a swamp cooler or anything. And so you had the outdoors screen door and the inside screen door. And my mom's cat kept trying to go in and out of these doors, and it turned out there was a rattlesnake hanging over it. And my mom's cat wouldn't let him go out, or let her go out to get the laundry. And she actually had to go call the Mexicans to catch that snake. It's no joke. You don't screw with snakes. You just don't mess with them. Oh, later, irate prostate.
Night. Thanks for swinging by.
Garter snake.
Sorry. Apparently, we have a whole bunch of fucking. I don't know what the term for a snake expert would be, but we've got a ton of them. It's garters. It's garter snake, not gardener.
Yes.
Sorry, I pick up. I have a autistic way of picking up words. If you're not enunciating, because I did years of fucking theater, I will just take your words because I'm fucking listening to the words people say.
Yeah.
And if you just go garter snake, like you just have like a lazy way,
oh, there's a
I'll
lot of
try to interpret what you say.
There's a lot of people who will say actually gardener snake, and they're like, well, it's because they're found in gardens. No, actually, the name, if you look at them, they actually look like garter belts, is what I was always told. It is, yeah, that's garter snake. It looks like a garter belt. But yes, the kids started that, even here in Washington, because we've got what we call red racers. They're garter snakes that have the red stripes on them. We've got them with the green stripes and the white stripes, the yellow stripes. So there's quite a few garter snakes out here. My girls go out and bring garter snakes in all the time. And I just about freaked out this morning when I went out to my kitchen because they had a plastic toy snake they left in the middle of the floor. And I'm not terrified of snakes, especially here in Washington, since I know we don't have any poisonous ones
your
here.
husband is autistically yelling at you,
yes,
and he's saying
venomous, not
poisonous.
I know. Yes, venomous, not poisonous.
Poisonous is ingested, venomous is injected.
Yeah. See? We're both getting yelled at by the chat. What, you guys think we have to be professional now because we're getting paid to do this? What, there's standards now?
The only thing I've been professional at since we've done this is drinking, so...
So,
Mm.
but my uncle was part of the Herpetological Society up in Seattle. He used to breed snakes, toads, all kinds of them little herpetologals. I know that's not how the word even close, but he was a part of it, and it actually kind of got me over my phobia of snakes, because growing up in the South, seriously, every snake you came across was poisonous.
Jab him with it. Just get him in the gut. Here.
I'm gonna envenomate him with my poisonous words. But yeah, basically, I always said once we moved up here, I was never gonna go back down there because just about everything could kill you. So, is there a snake handler in the house?
I mean, that's the great thing about Canada is the things that can kill us are gigantic animals in the wild. Even then, you've got fucking guns for that, so...
You guys got moose walking the street. I mean,
you get some mean moose in Canada. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, moose is the big doofy looking animal. Well, it is, but if it's pissed off, it's no joke. Look at those man-killing antlers.
Let's see, and we do have moose here, but they're mostly found at the Northwest Trek Game Park. But I always heard about moose because I had family and friends that were in the military, came from the East Coast, like Maine and that area, so I got to hear the stories of moose. And then Merc, who was raised in Alaska, would tell us stories about moose, and that you, like he came home one day to a whole herd of them there in his yard, and his dad's like, nope, we're not going home. We're not even going to try. You just turn around and leave. So.
Fucking moose and hippos, for animals that look doofy, but like murder people. They're for one of the deadliest animals. I don't know if it's the deadliest or if it's like in the top 3, but one of the deadliest animals in Africa, not the cheetahs, not the lions, not the cool shit that have like the claws and fangs. It's a fucking doofy hippo.
Yep. They're vicious, dude. And everybody, I remember being taught the misconception that they can only really get you in the water. No, they can move pretty quick on land too. And it's down there, I think it's at the San Antonio Zoo where we used to go when I was a kid. One of my earliest memories, and a terrifying memory, was my dad would always zip me up, because my dad's a short guy. He's about maybe 5'4" or so. And I was about 2 years old. And he would zip me up inside of his jacket. And then he leaned over this bridge, and there were hippos, because back then the animal containing laws were real lax. So kids getting stuck in the pens and cages was quite commonplace. But he would lean over the bridge and pour orange juice in this hippo's open mouth. And I remember that, and I was terrified, because all I saw as I was like pointed downwards was this big gaping mouth. And cause one of my favorite songs growing up was I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, because I just thought it was really cute. And there was this movie called Harvey the Hippo. I want to say it was like an indie movie about this poor little hippo that got lost. And I was like, oh, hippos. And then my dad took me to the zoo, and he ruined it forever. Yay, Daddy.
Yeah, it's fucking big Hollywood trying to make us believe that hippos are just sassy black women.
Oh, Tap says in Oklahoma, all we get is cottonmouths, coyotes, deer that love hopping in front of your car, and dipshits. Well, cottonmouths probably because of all that weed you're smoking there in school, son. But, yeah. Actually, in tribes, there's reported hippo deaths in great numbers every year. It's pretty scary. Oof, it's like bad hippos. So, you guys want to hear about something cute and derpy? I got derpy.
Yeah, let's get away from the poisonous snakes.
Oh, he walked
away.
Away.
Poisonous they are with their poison, right, Merc?
He walked away from his device. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for showing this, but it's through the Atlantic, and it was a little miniature documentary this girl did about her dad and stepmom, and shared it with the Atlantic, and you can share it on Twitter and Facebook and everything. And the name of the article is The Paraplegic Possum, the Cross-Eyed Cat, and the Fish That Can't Swim. Yeah, so I'm going to see if it'll allow me to play the audio.
Red, are you just writing Disney movies?
No, I'm not.
I'm a
Dragons,
possum,
dragons.
but I always play like it's gonna be fucking like David Schwimmer or fucking some average actor. Like, I know I'm a possum and I'm really good at acting, but because I've got no legs, they already think I'm dead. Oh, it's nothing. I'm a fish that can't swim. Then fucking I don't know, maybe like Eddie Murphy will be the cross-eyed cat.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, this sounds awful. I'm making myself sick.
All right, let's get past this crap.
I miss Pickle.
I miss Pickle.
Yeah, I guess I miss him, but you know.
This couple right here, when you catch up, you can see the video. I don't know if it'll bog down your internet to watch it, but I'm going to send you the link of the video or where this is at. No, that's not it. Wrong one. Oh, dang it.
That's the wrong number.
Is the wrong one. That was about the monkeys. There we go. But this couple right here, they just, oh my, just, there's really not much else I could say. This couple right here, that's the wife that he married, I think, 20 years ago, and she's sitting on the couch with a chicken in her lap. Now, I love animals, and I've been known to take in a few strays here and there, and things that are injured and fix them and try to make things better. But this family right here makes me look like I've never adopted an animal ever. So, but yeah, here's our little show here.
It's like, do you miss a toothache? I mean,
Pickle was interesting.
It was interesting, but after a while, I mean, how interesting can a fish be that lives standing up in a sponge because he can't swim?
Yeah, like this guy, you'll notice he's trying to keep a straight face. Now, the girl who wrote the documentary is his daughter, and she said growing up, she would never describe her dad as a pet person or somebody that, you know, he had horses. You know, he lives on a farm, large property, but yeah, he's trying to keep a straight face here, talking about the fish that can't swim. So, all right. And then we've got the parade of chickens. So as the parade of chickens come out, just nothing but clucks coming out of that door there. So, and then the first story, you gotta love the first story, that she apparently adopted the first chicken because it was a Purdue chicken farm that was driving down the road and it dropped a chicken.
The first animal that Debbie.
So, oh yeah, Debbie's the name of the woman.
Purdue chicken that had fallen off a truck, and she stopped and picked it up. It ate everything in sight. It grew bigger and bigger and bigger until that chicken was the size of a large turkey.
And I tried to put her on a diet, and she would just eat anything.
It ate plastic, it ate corn, it ate. One time a rat got in the pen, it killed the rat because it was afraid it was going to eat its food.
Yeah, so this first chicken they rescue ate everything, plastic, everything. Just, you know, I just recently learned myself that there are actually things called a chicken rescue. Yeah, bubonic fell off a truck. Yeah, I've lived in that part of the hood too. Fell off a truck. But, no, Waifu's not in his 30s. I am.
Late 20s.
Late 30s. So, yeah, it's... Yeah,
The age difference spices it up.
I'm trying to keep him on his toes and educate the boy. Let's see.
She ate one egg, and then she died of a heart attack because she was so obese.
Okay, sorry, I only played it for about 5 seconds, but yes, this chicken couldn't stop eating because it was starved on the chicken line, I guess, and everything, you know, but it wouldn't stop eating. That right there, I believe, is it's a meat bird. I think it's a leghorn. It actually looks like the kind of chicken my middle child used to have called Cluckenspiel. And this chicken was large, and you have to be careful with these birds. You can't feed them a lot of bread. You have to actually like feed them grain and things. Otherwise, they will become obese and break their legs from just the weight of their bodies. So she was not a responsible pet owner. And she talks about how it ate plastic. It killed a rat in its cage and then ate it because it thought it was going after its food. I mean, just I don't get it. And it finally it laid one egg, and it died of a heart attack because it laid one egg. Deathruken. Hawk's been getting our chickens. I thank God every time I count and find one of those horrible birds dead. Yeah, actually, you're gonna notice a running theme on this little documentary here that most of their animals don't live long. Is this the part where we age play with dogs?
Yeah.
Is somebody gonna clip that out and use this against me later? Oh. But yes, I empathize. We actually have a pair of ravens that live on our farm, and we have chickens, we have goats, and all kinds of animals. But you learn that animals die. So, and yes, to answer the question earlier, yes, fish can swim, but the fish they're talking about was born with a trunk body, basically a head and a tail, but kept falling to the bottom of the fish tank every time they tried to help it. So, all right.
Then I got another rescue chicken.
Then I got
Same
another
thing.
rescue
He's
chicken.
got so fat, and he had
These
heart
animations
attack.
are just great.
Quit saving your
So then
food.
I decided that I was gonna raise chickens.
Yeah, after the rescues didn't pan out and that she couldn't control their eating habits, she decided she's gonna raise chickens. Not rescue them, she's gonna raise them. So, yeah. And she's got a chicken in the car with her right now. That's dangerous, because if the bird gets scared, gets under the
I got married
gas
in
pedal.
1991, and at the time, only pet I had was a Newfoundland dog.
Yeah.
Reggie.
Didn't they watch The Simpsons where the fucking
And he had
grapefruit
that
got
dog for
stuck
16
underneath?
years, and the
Right?
dog would have lived
they couldn't hit the brake? Got citrus in his eyes and they crashed and ended up on an island. Lady, do you want to end up on an island? Do you want to live Lord of the Flies because of a chicken?
Right? And they've got a lake here. They live out in the middle of nowheres. Oh my God.
Debbie had 2 Siamese cats.
Yeah,
Tiny and
these
Sam
cats.
for Samantha.
Sam was
now, you know this man, the pussy must have been good, okay? It must have been top notch, or at least he was tired of masturbating, one of the two. Because she moves in with 2 cats that are psychotic and sickly. I have to keep pausing it just in case I don't get flagged for copyright infringement, because this is transformative. So if they peg me later and be like, no, look, we're reviewing this, and I will put it in the description later for reference point and give credit. But here we go. Let's talk about her pussy when she moved in.
never a real healthy cat.
It had the meanest, nastiest disposition, and it couldn't retract its claws. It was emaciated, kept throwing up its food, cross-eyed, fangs that stuck out, and it whined all the time.
Oh my God. So the first cat he describes that it kept being sick. It was cross-eyed and whined all the time. Oh, is it bubonic? Her husband's dead inside at this point. He prays for a massive heart attack daily. But yeah, and yes, she's got a chicken on her lap. She's going to tell you the story. The bird that's on her lap actually died 3 months after this was done being filmed. So, yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a chicken look old before, but fuck.
Yeah, they usually live longer than 6 months. Raiden's like, she has a chicken in her lap. In her lap. Sarah got her first strike. Yeah. Oh, I got Sarah Hatcherby Sanders. Have you heard the story about how Red got her first strike?
This is classic.
This is a lesson on what to do to get your channel flagged within its first month of running. Is you do a drunk stream most streams. You do it late at night for 2 hours or so when the truckers are out driving. And then at the end, you do a porn blooper reel. And during that porn blooper reel, on the 3rd try you do this, you don't pre-screen the video. You just look up porn bloopers and decide to go with it because you're in too much pain or anything to do it. So you're like, fuck it, it can't be that bad. They've all been good from this source so far. And the first clip is of a dildo getting lost inside of a young lady and them trying to find it. So, yeah. And I didn't think anything of it. I got canceled midstream. It was at the end of the stream anyway, but I got cut off in the middle. And then I got this nice little email saying that I violated their terms and services for graphic images or something. And I'm like, all right, fine, fuck it. I deleted the video. I'd never had to experience, and there was no real flaggatry going on then. And so I deleted the video and spent 90 days in timeout. And my first stream back, I decided to try to tempt fate, and I streamed more things with safe for work porn, and because I'm like a 2-year-old. If you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to keep trying to do it anyway. So, yep. Yeah. So that's how you get a community guideline strike. And I actually thought about it later. I was like, man, I could have said it was for educational purposes. Why young girls shouldn't do porn or get so loose, or maybe, use safe protection, maybe put it on a bungee cord so you can find it later like a tampon. So, but no. So, back to other oddness. A lady stroking her chicken on camera.
Stroking your cock.
Oh god, that noise she just made, imitating her cat.
That's never a good sign. Bitches who imitate cats are fucking nuts.
Dad says, Red, you got tits equals Frog and Ghost lost 6 channels just for talking shit. Yeah, well, I lost my channel. I got struck on fair terms that I couldn't really argue mine. I screwed up. There was no justifying what I did.
I like the way that's written, too.
You got tits. Frog and Ghost lost 6 channels just for talking shit.
Some comments speak to me.
Right? Yeah, it sounds like you translated just right. So, yeah. Oh, copyright strikes are hard, too. Well, see, I get copyright claims all the time on my videos. The one I loved the most was when Dual Wield had to have my stream key and run my stream, my OBS, on his computer down in California. I live in Washington, but I gave him my stream key. And so he was doing all the magic, and then we decided to play some of his music, and I got a copyright claim on my channel for his music he played. But all it did was say, all monetization and ads revenues going to him now. I'm like, not that I have any, but okay.
No. Red, our money! Oh no!
I'm gonna miss that 20 cents I might have had. Oh. So, alright, let's see.
Which really made it a fun cat to be around.
There was one point where Sam
Let's
was
see.
really, really sick, and I thought that was the end.
Let's see, because I'm
And I
gonna...
called the vet up, and I was
Oh, here we
fine,
go.
And I said,
We're gonna get to some better animations. I'm gonna skip ahead, because nobody wants to see this old lady playing with her pussy on an old carpet.
and then it
No.
got to be less and less and less.
Oh, here we go.
Well, we had ducks at one time, too.
We had ducks at one
We had
time.
about a dozen ducks, and then it got to be
Yeah,
less.
just they got ducks in a bathtub, all right? They got ducks in a bathtub. You don't do that.
This is why you never date a bitch who wants to be a Disney princess, because this shit happens.
So,
Less and less.
One at a time.
These
the fox
animations.
would get the ducks.
Until we ended up with one
so yes,
duck.
they've got fox predators.
We had the duck in with the
Where's Wild
chickens.
Fox? He needs to
So
answer for his
the duck
people's
thought
crimes.
Those chicken eggs were hers, and she sat on them and hatched them out, and she thought.
Yeah, okay, this part's actually kind of a sad story. I feel bad for the stupid bird, but they had one duck left, and she went and she thought these chicken eggs were hers, and so she sat and hatched these chicks. Okay, so this poor lonely duck that didn't get eaten by a fox goes through this part next.
Babies. She loved those little chickens, but then the black snakes came and ate
Goddamn
the
black
little
snakes.
chickens. Yeah, it was sad.
Poor duck. The black snake got all of them. Yes, Death Harukin. This woman does think she's Snow White. She looks like she's trying to duck her head back and swallow her chin, though, to be fair, in this freeze frame. So, let's see. Let's get to the better parts.
Oh, I forgot about the geese.
Oh, yeah, and they have geese. They're going to go bury one right now.
A pair of geese.
I don't know if this is sick and they're... Oh, we're good, Dan S. Hey, waifu, 13 watch, 12 likes, and you're a bitch, so take this wrench and shove it up your ass. Oh, that'd be mean.
I mean, Dan, I just chill out and enjoy the stream, Dan. It's no big deal. I mean, here, I suggest, you know, you stop drinking, because you might be a little pissed because you're drinking. Go have a shower, wash the sound out of your vagina, and come back, and then we can have a good time, okay? Take care, man.
Yeah, Brayden says, why is this bitch smiling when she said it was sad? Because
Right?
she got no brain cells. And see, this is the sick part. They're talking about the geese. That this old guy, he'd always wanted those storybook fairy godmother geese. You know, the big fat ones you see, right? And they looked all over for a pair of them. And they finally found the pair, or they rescued a pair. And then they finally found the pair they were looking for. And in short order, 3 of the 4 were eaten. Like that. So I was like, this poor guy. And so I'm wondering, these 2 are walking off with a shovel and they're going to go bury this bird and pour ceremonial corn over the top of it as an offering. And are they sick enough that they're reenacting this? Or do they have just such terrible luck that while their daughter was here filming, it just happened to die?
Looked like the goose and the mother goose nursery
So-
rhymes.
And then he was so sad that he builds a topiary. He makes a goose hedge.
We got Squeaky and
Peanut.
Oh yeah, Squeaky and
another
Peanut.
cat. Butter.
3 cats.
Taps.
All-
Hold on, Taps. My brother bought Jameson, shows it to my face, then tells me I can't have any of it. Let's just say I'm heartbroken. Well, that brother has to sleep, Taps. And when that brother sleeps, you grab that bottle of Jameson, and you show him who's boss. And when you stumble in drunk, you say, hey, check on your Jameson, faggot.
Yes. Yes, yes. But we're not telling you to do this. This is just something that might be feasible in your future. Poor Taps. But Dick Balls is back. Dick Balls, the name of this video we're watching is The Paraplegic Possum, the Cross-Eyed Cat, and the Fish That Can't Swim. This poor guy married this woman in the 90s, his second wife, and next thing you know, she brings her whiny pussy into his house, and then they get sick and die, and then he starts being convinced to rescue all these things because a chicken fell off a truck and she wanted to save it. So, that's where we're at.
Butterscotch died. Squeaky has something wrong.
Yeah, this cat
She
Squeaky.
had kink in her neck.
Oh,
Her
that's
head
right.
was tilted.
The first cat dies right away.
Got carried off by the cow in the middle of the night.
She is streaming from an unknown location, Dick Balls.
We found her the next day in the neighbor's yard.
Yeah,
about
the
a
other
month.
one, the one got picked up by a hawk. They find it in their neighbor's yard down the road. I mean, and literally the sign next to the neighbor's yard says dead end. This farm is literally the dead end. This is where all animals go to die in this area. So, it's just these poor animals, man. Where's the human rights activists for these guys? Oh, God. They're going to tell the story about the quails next. Yep, sentimental music.
Sometimes there's a tragic death.
We never talk about the quails.
They,
We had
I love this part. They're going to say, we never talk about this.
one quail in particular. His name was Mr. Bean.
And this little quail, just a little ball of fur, kept jumping all around like a jumping bean.
I love Mr. Bean.
No, Mr. Bean, not
Well,
Mr.
one
Bean.
day, a red-tailed
Don't take
fox
Mr. Bean.
swooped down and took Mr. Bean. So that was the end of Mr. Bean.
Oh,
little
God.
rooster,
Why do they even bother naming their animals? This is what I gotta know at this point.
when the hawk took him, that was hard to take.
You know, the hawks claimed so much life on this farm. There's this thing called bird netting. And if you have animals, you put this bird netting over the top and in certain areas, and it keeps these predatory birds out. You know, it's just good farming. Or you just decide you don't care anymore. One of the two. You just make a choice. Just, oh my God. And Pavarotti. I love in the animations that after the animals the hawk eats, the hawk starts acting like them.
The animal I miss the most is it's a toss-up.
See, this poor guy, this next segment, I feel the worst for him. Because the poor guy, he hasn't really been attached to really anything. And then this is his animal he's attached to. And he's literally carving the headstone for it during this shoot.
Pogo and Peanut.
Peanut had a lot
They-
of the
these poor guys.
characteristics that Tom has. When you give him a treat, he didn't eat all of the treat. And Tom is like that. He always leaves a little something on his plate.
Every so often he
Oh,
would bring
the
me
cat's,
a mouse
the man's a
without
pussy,
chance.
just like the cat.
The first time I took him to the vet said, "You better listen to this cat's heart." And the cat sounded like
Bubonic. The hawk is the real MVP of the story.
Told us that he wasn't going to live any more than 6 months.
we wanted to make sure Peanut was comfortable.
And this guy loved
The hawk
this
is
cat.
that like generic Disney animal that kills everything.
Yeah.
And put it all in the
Why is it now I'm imagining a Looney Tunes episode featuring this farm? You know, this could totally be a Looney Tunes cartoon.
shed. I had an old wood stove.
Oh, he even built a
and I
wood
put
stove
that
to
in
keep
there
this
so
kitty
Peanut
warm.
wouldn't get too cold.
Oh.
He had a bed with a down comforter in it.
Oh, poor ginger kitty.
Peanut
That's some
finally died
expert
13 years later.
chiseling there, sir.
I mean, look at his shop there. I mean, look at all the tools he's got, and he builds everything. Like, when we get to the paraplegic possum, you see what he built for him.
One morning,
Ugh.
driveway.
This right here, this is sadistic. Apparently, one morning they found their cat in the road and they drew a chalk outline here on the road where the cat was found. And it's there. Just there. Just, why? You know, why would people do that?
Well, there's your time to hit the nut button there, Tefs.
He had been hunting all night, and, well, not all night, because sometime during the night he expired.
Oh, that's so
Aw.
fucked up.
This poor guy. Now they've got a little headstone right next to the road there. The guy's got his handkerchief out and everything. You can tell not much gets to this man, but he's tearing up. Poor old man.
This is Ginger.
I mean, you literally made a fucking homage to how sad that was.
Right?
Which is a pin.
Why would you do that to yourself? Have some fucking common sense.
Well, because his wife and his daughter asked him to.
His wife and his daughter need better medication to
And
stop the voices in their heads from telling him what to do.
I'm wondering if this man actually ever had a father. Because you look at the house, because they're filming inside their house. That is not a man's house. That is not a man's house. And Bubonic's actually impressed about that chalk line on a dirt gravel road.
Yeah.
I gotta wonder, do they go out there and touch it up? Or do they just avoid driving over that spot? Because it's like sacred ground or something.
Or did he use some like industrial?
Something.
Ginger
Christ.
developed bumblefoot.
Bumblefoot.
It's a very serious status.
Yeah, that's part.
And
Ginger
I hate to
develops
think about
bumblefoot.
it, but I think maybe either Ginger or Barney might be the next to go.
All right, in
And
the
I
same
probably-
sentence, this woman says, Ginger has chicken has bumblefoot, and then I don't want to think about it, but I think these next two dogs are the next to go. Talking about their death at the chicken, the same sentence.
This is depressing.
Right? Well, it gets better. It's just
Barney's not.
what I'm impressed with is where they're going right now. This woman and the dog is a elevator in their house.
20 feet.
It's an elevator.
And Ginger never completely recovered from that foot problem.
So
It's
this is literally the funny farm. The first time I watched this through, I interrupted. Like I said, I would love to just play this whole thing, but it's 15 minutes for one. And for two, I probably struck down midstream. But ask Merc when I first found this article. Every few minutes, I would just start dying of laughter. I'm sick. Ginger had
You
amputation.
didn't make a truck outline where your fucking animal died. You're not sick. These people live in like an immaculate white house and have effigies and tributes to every little thing that comes across their path of death. Fucking Christ.
Makes me wonder if she's got Munchausen's by proxy for animals. If maybe she's doing things to these animals to care for them.
Like, if it's like fucking, what's it called? Misery, the fucking animal edition.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna say what, like, Bubonic said earlier, fucking serial killer in the making.
Yes. Yes. Who knows? Maybe they already are one of those killer couples. It's just they got a lot of farm out there, and there's already the smell of death, so who's gonna notice? Just to be, being honest. Again, Boo wants to know if they put a tarp over it when it rains or reading. Do they cry every time they drive over it? Dickball says the man doesn't care about interior decorating either at Red and Only. Boo thinks they stop and have a moment of silence every time. So, but if you look now on the screen, it says Ginger, this chicken right here, had amputation surgery and passed away 3 months after filming. Oh my god. Just seriously. Just I mean, why? Yes, Boo, I think you're right. They're in some weird animal death cult.
We rescued.
Oh god, this is the part that just about killed me.
The possum had all kinds of bugs on him and
It won't kill you. You're human, unless you're fucking animal.
Oh my god. Wait till the stream catches up Waifu right here. This looks like a dead possum to me. That doesn't look like it's able to be rescued. It's damn near full grown, and possums are well known for being vicious little fucks. Okay? And if you look, there's liquid seeping out there in the box, there's liquid seeping out there, and there's a hole, and he describes it that there was flies and everything on him. And, oh my god. Oh god. This is like the Rogue One of animal stories. Everyone dies.
That's such a good comment. Frame that one.
That is great. You think the vet sees her and says, shit, she's back. Yes, yes, I do. And then Shadowcat. Colonel Sanders had info on this, and then... Well, let's see, did they already tell the joke that... that
oh, he was a mess.
they talk about where baby possums are born?
We fell in love with them.
His two back legs had both pulled out of the sockets.
All right, they got piddle pads across this little meshing here. Oh my god. Okay, just there was a joke earlier they made something about, it's like they make a joke that possums are born on the side of the road dead because that's the only place you ever see them.
So he was never, ever going to walk again.
Pogo was a paraplegic.
I mean, I
possum.
would take that as a joke from anyone else. From these people, I almost expect like a static grin as everyone in the room is laughing and they're not.
Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna slow this down and see what this sounds like, this chick's laugh. Because she says, he was a paraplegic possum, and then laughs. So let's see what the an opossum. It is definitely an opossum at this point. But let's see what she sounds like when she says it.
Ever going to walk again.
Pogo was a paraplegic possum.
made him.
Oh my god. Damn it. That laugh she has, because like he was a paraplegic possum, and then she laughs. Why? Just, oh my god.
Well, I mean, you know why? Because she likes to watch animals suffer.
Yeah.
And this is why our viewer, who is a fox, left. And the dragon's not here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't have our dragon tonight.
And the only animal right here, right now, is a cat that stays in the shadows.
A little skateboard.
Oh, here's his
He
little
laid on,
skateboard.
and it held him up about as high as a possum is off the ground in the
See, this
wild.
guy's the one that actually
And
cares.
he used to wheel all over it because
You
we
know.
have hardwood floors.
The only problem was I found when he got to the edge of a carpet,
The little skateboard with the possum on it. He looks taxidermied. I've never seen a video or anything of him in like succession of movement. I believe this was dead. It never survived past that impact. And Dr. Kevorkian over there just decided that she was going to pretend it was alive and had her husband build this wheel thing so she could pull it on a string like a child with its sick toy.
I want to say, like, growing up, there was a cartoon that there was, like, Ed, Ed, and Eddie or something. Just something like that, where one of the characters had, like, a dead possum, and she just carried around this dead possum everywhere.
Oh, God, yeah.
And that was her character, is that she was intelligent, cared about animals, and had this dead possum.
Oh my god. That was her as a child. Oh god. Taps over here. Poor Tap's gonna get everybody nightmares. I feel like this woman will show up at the foot of my bed during a sleep paralysis episode.
Dick Balls with the real talk. You notice how the possum was buried next to the Coors Light? Give that man a real beer.
Oh my god. Your bunny is here at Waifu. Aww. Oh.
Well, you be careful. This isn't a safe fucking video.
No, run before she gets your scent.
wheels would kind of
I don't want you to be part of the
slide
silence of the chickens.
off the front of
Yes,
it, so I made a
the
little
silence of the chickens.
seatbelt to hold him on
Oh
there.
my god, the little
Do you hear
animatic
them,
kid.
Cowrie? Do you hear
Every
them,
night
Red,
he
screaming at
bought
night? The
watermelon.
chickens. Cluck, cluck, cluck.
That's actually gonna link up just right on the stream because of where I
Oh,
paused
no.
it with the possum. You have uncanny natural timing, Waifu. Oh my god. Oh, it's gonna be good.
He wanted
Comment
berry
arrived
glass
on time.
for yogurt night. I'm not sure I would have attempted to save
Oh, here-
shampoo.
Okay. Oh yeah, he talks. This guy loved this possum. All right, because now he's gonna talk about how he groomed Pogo and how he took care of him.
Dry him and
Look at
blow
that
dry him,
animal.
but
Look at
not
that
every
face.
butter.
Look at Cain.
But he wasn't supposed to have scrambled eggs and butter. You're not supposed to feed that to possums.
Yeah, he cooked him his meals,
Some nights I'd
fried
give him
eggs
a
and
full
butter.
shampoo and dry him and blow dry him, but not every night.
That's a like serious like it puts the lotion on its skin moment right there. I used to shampoo it and then towel him off and then blow dry him. Not every night, but you know. Oh.
I'm not sure I would have attempted to save Pogo, but once he was saved, he certainly did enjoy life.
I think at this
Oh.
point in his career, the old man was just like, I need to save this animal. My wife's
Something
gonna
must
fucking
live.
kill it.
He had to have something come out alive on the farm. Bubonic and Shadow both on the same wavelength. He groomed him? This sick fuck grooming possums and shit? Shit, son. Okay, this is the part that I just couldn't believe. Was the fish, them saving a fish. Now, they don't tell you what kind of fish it is, but notice, like, whenever he uses little models or whatever, they show the exact type of fish it is, so it looks like this tropical type fish. But, because otherwise I wouldn't know how they knew it sank to the bottom, considering how dark that lake is.
I'm almost gonna put money on the fact that fucking the wife pulled a catfish out of that fucking lake and she's like, "Look, honey, a catfish!" She's like, put it in fucking water before it dies.
Just because it's a cat doesn't mean you can make it use the litter box. Oh. Was he just fishing his boat? Dude, you took it wrong. Yes, he was fishing for his boat. And see, when I first saw this video, I was like, they found a fish in their lake that couldn't swim? Really? Huh.
Formed fish. We were raising fish. And if it would have been me, I'd have thrown it in the trash.
He was a friendly fish.
At any rate,
A friendly fish. She says he was a friendly fish. Just
Of course,
we
was.
kept this fish, called him Pickle, because he was in a real pickle.
now, this is where the guy's sadistic side pops out. Because earlier he was having a hard time keeping a straight face that he misses pickle. You know, kind of like he misses a toothache. But this is where this guy, he's really trying to hold it together.
The fish had a condition called stump body. It's where the head forms normally and the tail forms normally, but the body doesn't form at all. So he couldn't stay upright. Kept falling over and sinking to the bottom and laying there. Well,
So, yeah, the fish had stump body. It couldn't stay upright. He couldn't keep his fish up. So, he had to do something to help the fish. Yes, Bubonic, where's that hawk when you need him?
Someone, if you're a generous artist, draw a hawk with a bubonic plague like with the plague doctor's mask on it. Sorry.
Yep, we need a
I'm sure
bubonic
Bubonic
plague
would love
hawk.
that.
we couldn't have that.
So Tom made a little foam.
That does not look like a fish's life jacket. That looks like some kind of other sponge where a woman might put it to prevent certain things from happening, but that does not look like a normal fish harness. Not that there are fish harnesses, but still, it's just
Foam enclosure for him, and we used to slide him in there, and he would stay there all day long.
fish sponge. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What the fuck am I looking at?
That's the sponge the fish was in. That was where they kept the fish. Just poor waifu. Oh god. Wait till you see the part where he sticks the fish in.
Oh,
That looks like a Siamese Gumby. And everybody wants to, Raiden wants to know if it's a pussy. I don't know, but it smells kind of fishy. No, this is the part where everybody, this is just going to be the climax right here.
And we would drop food down right in front of him so he could get it. And that's how Pickle spent his whole
talking about stinky
existence.
pussy. Oh god, I can't.
Right.
And we had him for 6 years.
Oh, they actually
but
had this fish for
the
6 years.
Aquarium heater malfunctioned.
The water heater malfunctioned. And it couldn't swim away. Oh my god.
There's not enough alcohol in my house for this.
Sure there is. Where'd the sponge come from is the $1 million question. Oh, wait for it to catch up. But the part that gets me is the artist that did this drew a hair dryer. Is that the one he used to use on Pogo the possum? And maybe he dropped it? Was that the water heater? Are they just irresponsible pet owners?
No, Raiden. No, we're not sadistic. We just... No. I just don't have words for these people anymore. Fucking sticking sponges on fish that would have been weeded out by nature, protecting chicken patties, chalk outlines of cats, and ignoring your wonderful dogs.
Right? There was like 30 seconds of dog talk. Now, this article here says growing up, Amy Nicholson would never have described her father as one of those kooky pet people, even though the family owned dogs, cats, ponies, rabbits, sheep, and chickens. But they didn't sleep in the house or go under the blow dryer. Years later, Nicholson's father remarried, and the couple decided to rescue animals, but not just any animals. A menagerie of variously sick, deformed, or otherwise abnormal creatures, which would become pampered house pets, until Dr. Death arrived. Again, oh God, okay. When I visited my father over the years, Nicholson said, there was always some chicken being nursed back to health, or a cat had been hauled away since my last visit, or some other creature had been eaten. Even the kid noticed this. Nicholson's enormously entertaining short film Pickle surveys the quirky animals her father and stepmother accrued, such as obese chickens, a paraplegic possum, a cross-eyed cat, and a bodiless fish. The film shows how the couple goes to great lengths to keep their pets comfortable. In many cases, despite their unusual medical conditions, the creatures have lived well beyond their expected lifespans. Really? Really? Did they have a
You mean, like, they were gonna fucking die on the spot if you didn't save them? Because that's how fucking nature works.
Right? Bubonic. I was just blow drying my hair over the aquarium and it just slipped. And reading again with the chalk outlined a fucking cat. And all they said about the dog is, it's gonna die.
Yeah, that's even worse. They're just like, oh yeah, man's best friend. Fucker's gonna kick the bucket soon. Fuck off.
Right? So these are the kind of terrible people. Yes, I bet they got an altar in the woods behind their house. Oh my God, is this Pet Cemetery? Is this what they meant by Pet Cemetery? I mean, are they, you know, if they bury things back there, do they come back? But not really? I mean, forget, things are getting eaten, dying, and they call them pampered. Pampered. And this was done April 24th, 2018 is when it was put up. But so it must have been done earlier this year. So I'm going to guess they did the filming in February or March. And so by now, in June, it's dead. The one chicken that she sat stroking through the whole thing. They were showing us a dead bird walking. This whole stream, we were watching a dead bird. Just putting that out there. You're watching a dead bird.
I mean, I would not be surprised if these people said, like, you want to come see our puppet show? And then every dead animal they've ever had taxidermy and attached to fucking strings as they reenact, like, terrible traumatic moments of their life that led to these decisions.
Like the one that fell off the truck the first time. How many times you bet, you know, the lady was like, whoop, oh no, I got you. Whoop, oh no, I got you. Kind of like their version of rebirthing. You know?
Or like when the chicken has been healthy several times, has tried to leave, and she keeps breaking its foot.
Oh my God, like somebody earlier posted is like Nurse Misery. That's this is Nurse Misery's animal hospital. Oh my God. Wow, Sarah. My dad loved his dog so much that he had her embalmed and sealed in a Coleman cooler. Did he bury her with a 6-pack of beer too?
We was dogs and shit.
It's the opposite of Pet Cemetery. Life gets better after they die. Oh my God. Okay, they probably got a room with detailed notes and illustrations on the walls outlining their next animal rescue. I'm doing air quotes here next to the microphone as if you could see it. Can you see my fingers? Jeez. God. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is just, honestly, reading this story made me feel better about anything I'd ever done with pets. Just, you know, I don't know what kind of people are out there. Oh my goodness. So, Waifu, are you still alive?
I'm looking at my empty glass and lamenting.
Do not lament the glass, because now we have enough money now to not only, maybe put some extra padding down there for you, because I think you've behaved well enough to, stay up here for a while, make it more comfortable for you. So maybe get you a water bottle, a nice little
whole bottle.
Yep, a whole bottle.
I'll tell you right now, I was getting tepid water. Let's try that again. Tepid tap water from a Dixie cup, but now water bottle. Holy shit! You come out from like the young tundra as a young man. You walk out of the tundra of Canada. You have big dreams of Dixie cup water and ramen noodles, but then you hit the big time.
Yep.
So, cheers to all of you. I'm gonna finish what I got.
Ding! That could be our bell, is the cheers glass. So, but oh my, so we've
Well, that's
learned
my
a
signal
lot.
to, that's my signal to have a bit of a drink, or if you people want to join me, I'll just, keep tapping the glass. I look for the inevitable day where I hit it too hard and it shatters everywhere.
It happens. Poor Sarah over here justifying the coolest dog around. She's not very.
Oh.
He has her in his house. She doesn't smell or anything. Well, of course not. Her nose doesn't work anymore. But
Apparently, Red, you have a gift, and that's roasting dead dogs.
At
If
least
you
I'm
roasted
not.
dead dogs, I was gonna say, if you roasted dead dogs anymore, you'd be running a Chinese restaurant.
Oof. I'll roast the dogs, but I won't age play with them.
That's Fire's job.
Yep. And Boo says, I think if I could afford it, I would stuff my dog when she dies. That just came out wrong right after that last comment. But yeah, no, I've heard of people taxiderming their animals and stuff. But yeah, so him having her embalmed and sealed in his cooler. I mean, he could have at least had her embalmed or stuffed, and then he could have put her in her kennel. I don't know. Merc had this great grand plan that when he dies, he's going to have himself mummified and put on the couch in our living room. So, so it'd be a nice conversation piece. Yeah, especially like, depending on when he dies or how old he is when he dies. So, I already got the admission from earlier. Well, fuck.
Speaking of cages, mine is, pretty tight, pretty small. But Red's giving me this look, and this cage is about to get a lot smaller and a lot tighter. So I think I have to pack up and remind her why I got this job in the first place.
Yeah. I need reminding once in a while. My head's not in the right place.
It will be.
So, all right. Tell the crew what we've learned today, Waifu.
Holy shit, we learned a lot. We learned that, if you marry a bitch, make sure she's not trying to be a fucking Disney princess and murder every animal. And if you do murder an animal, make sure it is not a fucking rattlesnake, because that motherfucker will still bite you. And if you have to touch it, a couple hours later. Stick to animals that are easy to manage, ones that you probably come across on the internet, autistic monkeys, even if they're being developed by Chinese government. There's other shit we learned today. We learned that Florida isn't the only place that has crazy people. Oregon has plenty of high people on LSD that will try to play Grand Theft Auto with you. We learned a great deal about sex today. Not only do we have a new sex dungeon here up on the board for all you to enjoy, as well as a very jiggly Red, which I will be enjoying. But if you're gonna cheat, make sure your dick doesn't get stuck in your mistress. And speaking of stuck things, do not cram, even if you're in prison, do not cram an entire fucking year's worth of school supplies in your fucking cooch. Maybe you won't get stuck in there. And lastly, I learned that if you're going to have a statue of Marilyn Monroe, make sure you're not posting the flashing ass near a church because those motherfuckers will spurg out.
Yes, they will. Oh. So yeah, that's the news. That's the views. And oh, we also have to thank Jack T. Ripper, the rippiest ripper of them all, for donating the $45 tonight. So that way Waifu Hunter can, have a little bit more of a comfy bedding area. So we appreciate Jack T. Ripper and all our folks watching. You can give us a thumb, you can give us a pinky, give us a little action. And we'll make sure we're back here the same time next week. And hey, we weren't late today. We actually started on time.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Oh, this is going to be a habit. Ugh. I mean, that's why I was caught off guard, was Red's like, oh yeah, we're going on. I'm like, fuck, what?
Oh, poor Raiden Smith, don't. Red's just going to put me in the cage with you. That entertainment. Yes, Raiden. We're going to teach you some things. So.
You'll become a man, boy.
So, all right, on that note, it's been great. It's been fun. We've had a good time. We've had a lot of bad times. And we've got Taps, who asked us if we need an opening song, which would be great. If he'd be willing to do that, that'd be awesome.
I mean, hell yeah.
Right? And he's pretty talented. He actually had his...
I want to throw some very special shout-outs to everyone in chat right now. Special shout-out to Bubonic, who, you endured us for the entire length of 2.5 hours. That's fucking amazing. And continues to be a fucking awesome guy, pops up in chat every now and then on the Discord, which you can go see in the description below. Sarah, being very lovely and kind, thank you so much. Did well for my ego tonight. Raiden Smith for hanging out with us. Friggin' love you, dude, and I will see you in fucking Discord as well. John Gulf City Plet, for joining us. Hope to see you more often. And Taps with the generous offer of a fucking song. Yeah, guys, I fucking had a great one. Oh, and I should always thank our ninja Mercolium for doing all this great shit for... Well, poor Thrax.
Thrax. He's used to us starting late and not ending for another 20 to 30. And to be fair, Geek did start streaming while we were streaming too, so there's that stream to go check out. He's having his evening dojo. I guess what it said. I can't remember what it's called.
Well, yeah, it's Digital Dojo.
Oh.
And it's hey Ryder, thank you for joining us there, man. I will say the Digital Dojo is really fucking cool. You get to see people learning fighting games. They're playing Street Fighter 5. They're playing Tekken 7, and they might pick up some other small ones if I can convince them. And I'm a huge fighting game nerd. I'm not as good at them, but I love there is science and matchups and ways to play the game. So if you want to start learning from the bottom and going up, I mean, it's a great stream. It's a lot of fun, and you'll see why people stop playing fighting games in this circle of the internet, because Geek will beat you so many times that you just stop.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Raiden, I get sex with Waifu Hunter. And then Thrax, I think he's talking about the new avatar and set. And yes, my husband, Mercolium, made this. Wait till you see the GIF. You see the GIF he put me on.
I love that GIF. I'll play at my funeral, for fuck's sakes.
So, but yeah, it's been a great time. And then also, if you guys are ever up at dark:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, you can catch Mercolium playing local artists and indie artists such as Taps and others. He plays their music on KAOS at Evergreen State College. You can find it on the app. I will throw that here once Merc gives it to me. He's dealing with the little ones right now. But if you go to KAOS, I think, .org. KAOSradio.org. Yeah, it's KAOSradio.org. And it's 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It can be streamed on the web. You can call in, make requests. Bubonic actually introduced him to some new music this morning. You can check that out. And then we'll be back again next Wednesday. And keep your eyes open on Twitter and Discord for when Waifu and I figure out when we're going to do the adult drunken 200 sub stream to celebrate all you beautiful asses out there. So, all right. I think we've got it. So, yep, check in next week at 8 o'clock. We just might be on time again. And we will see you guys around, and we'll get drunk and have some fun. So, oh, poor Waifu.
Speaking, not poor me. I'm flustered. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Oh, I'll
More
show
attention
you.
than one man deserves.
We'll show you the way. We will show you the way.
And I'll now that we've got Big Fat Brian in on that drunk stream, now I gotta start working in on that and look at some ideas and some people to run them, because I got some things cooked up.
You got something for me there, Waifu?
I've got a lot of things for you, many of which I cannot show on stream, but I've got plenty. Some of which I can't show on stream.
All right. On that note, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna put this boy to bed, and we'll see y'all later.